Welcome to 15K plus random movie reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K plus movies to randomly watch whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 26 of 15K plus random movie reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie number 5223. Save the green planet! Exclamation point. It's got a meta score of Barrett. It's got a meta score of 70. User score of 5.0. So there's a little bit of a difference there, and we'll get into that. I think it's quite apt and appropriate. Yeah. It runs for 118 minutes. I wish I could find somewhere. It had a budget of $3 million, but the box office they give is like for US only. It was like $20,000 or something. So I couldn't find how much it made in Korea alone. I'm hoping it maybe, I don't know, it might have made something.
I get the suspicion that it never really got general release, even in Korea, because of it's just my guess. It just feels very art house.
Yeah, at some point it felt even more like a student artist.
Yeah.
Kind of some segues, some production choices in it felt a little immature. But it's won a bunch of random small festival awards. Like I'm not going to mention all of them. There's a couple of Korean festivals that won some stuff, and then like the Moscow Film Festival, and yeah, it's random. Okay. Yeah, so random film festival. So it was liked by critics. Directed by Joon-hwan Jang, and with everybody involved in this movie, I don't watch a lot of Korean movies, so I don't know. Like everybody involved in this has been in a lot of Korean movies.
Yeah. Like it's a small acting pool, really, in Korea. You do find them. Like I've watched a few Korean movies over the last few years and a few TV shows. And the same names keep cropping up. Now, these are more lesser known guys in this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's no Squid Game guys running around in here unless I missed them.
No, I kind of looked through all the movie posters of all the movies they're in, and nothing stood out as being famous. Like, what's that train? That's the movie, The Last Train to Busan, and all those sort of famous.
Such a great famous. Movie, yeah.
So I kind of looked for those ones, but a lot of Korean movie fans might be yelling at us for not knowing who they are, but that's just what we're doing here. Do you want to nutshell it?
Oh, this is a movie to nutshell.
Yeah,
crazy man and his girlfriend Suni have come to the conclusion that a CEO of a chemicals company in Korea is actually from Andromeda, and he plans to wipe out the planet, and they have taken it upon themselves to kidnap and torture a collection of people to find out their plan and to stop them. Effectively, the movie is that. I don't know where else to go with it. That's it.
No, that's it. That's it. Like that's the movie. Like we don't see his prior history of murdering people until near the end of the movie, but the main gist of this movie is Lee Byeong-gu, which is he's a bit mental. He takes a lot of drugs, and that
so he's taking these blue pills, and it reminds me of was it Sisters? The police, the Maverick cop said it's like meth, and then in the back of my head, speed! Just shouting. Speed like meth.
Instead, it's called Intens.
Yeah,
Intens. Yeah, so it doesn't help, and we'll get into why as well. Other factors have made him flip his lid a little bit with regard.
He had, in fairness, he had quite a few triggers.
Yeah, he had a bit of a harsh life up to the time that this movie takes place. So we kind of get this whole theory of who this guy Kang is, the CEO of the chemical place, as you said. And there's a slideshow shown at the start of the movie where he's showing Suni. Did you learn the Korean word that she kept on repeating?
The honey one, is it?
Yeah. Oppa.
Oppa, yeah.
Yeah, so now you know to call somebody
Well,
honey in
I'm not
Korean.
I'm not so sure that's a direct translation. I would be careful. Careful how you use it.
Well, Opa is German for grandfather, so you
It
don't want
is,
to be
yeah.
saying that. Yeah, so you don't want to be saying that to a random Korean lady. So yeah, so it's sort of it goes through this slideshow, and there's 5 days to the lunar eclipse, and that's when the Prince of Andromeda is going to come down and wipe us all out, and that's what Byung-yu imagines, and it's all very ranty ravey. He's wearing the equivalent of a tinfoil hat, and so is Sunni. So you're kind of going, all right, this guy's insane,
No,
and
no, you're doing it had a disservice here. It's got blinky lights and a wee thing that spins over and back. Clearly, it's
yeah,
blocking any sort of form of telepathy.
yeah.
Like, do you not know your hats?
Wide range. Well, it's better than Joaquin Phoenix's in Signs, I
Tinfoil, yeah,
guess.
yeah. But
Yeah.
but he is wearing quite a useful piece of garb. That only becomes more apparent why he's wearing it, like basically a bin bag. Um, over his torso to keep any splatters away,
Yeah,
which actually is
yeah,
a
exactly.
useful piece of clothing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So he knew what was going to happen throughout this kidnapping thing. So anyway, yeah, like so, Kang, the CEO, he comes home drunk one night, and Byung Yu grabs him in the car park, and there's a little bit of a confrontation, a little bit of a
Oh yeah, and he shouts at him, "I'm from your hometown," and the guy's like, "What? What?
mm,
Where? I'm from Seoul." And he goes, "No, Andromeda, you lousy alien." No, in Korean, obviously, but I
yeah,
enjoyed that line. Yeah, and then he tries to chloroform him unsuccessfully.
yeah, unsuccessfully. He doesn't do it. Sunni comes to the rescue and does it, and this is where we
She's kind of badass at times, this lady.
yeah, she's a good gymnast too. Gymnastics,
Yeah,
tightrope walker.
yeah, just for the hell of it.
Opa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere Over the Rainbow plays for the first time, and it repeats maybe 4 or 5 times through the movie. It gets a little bit tiring after a
Mm.
while. Maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe not 5 times, but it starts off like playing it over the titles, some sort of punk song, over the sort of, I don't know, it feels very art student intro to the
Yeah,
movie.
but when he has his fun with Kang and the turtles aren't involved, um, the song generally plays, and you know it's not a good time for Kang. He's going to have some electric fun,
Electric Boogaloo.
electric boogaloo. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, so they get him into the basement of their little hidey hole farm and shave his hair, and because the hair is the antennas that he
Clearly,
of course
how
that's
else
what
is he going to do his telekinetic abilities and his mind control stuff? Like,
yeah, that's the first time he basically Kang shouts at him, "Are you crazy?" Like, don't mind if I do. The way Homer does that in House of Horrors. Uh, so then one of the first things I'm like going, this is kind of bizarre, but not really bizarre in a good way. It's like, okay, we have to put menthol rub on his feet,
I thought it was
eyes, and
antihistamines or something.
well, it was menthol. It kept on coming up on the
Oh,
subtitles.
okay. I had different
Yeah,
subtitles. Anyway,
menthol rub.
the nice thing about the menthol rub was that to make sure it was absorbed into the alien's bloodstream quick, they had
Yeah,
to rub away the top layers of his skin, which would seem nice because there was three locations where it could be done: his eyeballs, which probably wouldn't be great, his feet, or his gonads.
yeah.
Thankfully, they went for his feet to start off.
Start off, yeah, but yeah, they get around to pretty much
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so then we're introduced to Detective Chu and Detective Kim. Kim's the sort of, he's going to play a big role because he's this trope character. That he's the
Oh,
young up and
he's
comer
yeah.
detective.
And then you've got the maverick cop. He doesn't get on with
Yeah,
authority. It's not
yeah.
exactly original a concept.
No, so Detective Chu finds that crystal meth speed, and it's intense. There's a first sort of visual sort of symbolism of a coin flip, and I thought it was going to come into play. Like it was like I guess they probably took 2 weeks to film it because there's like an overhead slow mo shot of a coin flip, and I never really got the analogy that they were going for throughout the movie, because it's sort of, they do it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I can't remember why that's significant.
I think he just wanted to try out something with his camera. I'll be honest, I didn't really find any hidden meaning to it. I think the point
Yeah.
was that until information was gathered, everybody was considered both innocent and guilty or some such nonsense.
Right. Yeah. Something that I just, yeah, I was like going, yeah, they're not really getting anywhere with this sort of, uh, yeah, testing out your camera is probably the right answer for that, and
Yeah.
move on. It cuts then to a pretty interesting. I was wondering then, oh, what sort of movie are we getting here? Because it's this like fantasy fight in the street again with the menthol dealer.
Yeah, and it looks like they blew a lot of their budget on this one.
Yeah.
Because it was some serious, crouching tiger,
Tiger.
hidden dragon sort of shenanigans going on, wire work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was quite well done. And then we find out about 15 seconds later that it was just him fantasizing about beating the crap out of somebody who was effectively bullying him. Not sure why he was being bullied. Some lad who was been bullying him from just, I guess, in secondary school up until his adulthood. So yeah, it's just a fantasy, if you will.
Yeah, this goes straight into reality then when the menthol dealer's going, what the hell are you doing with all the menthol, you weirdo? It's like,
It's a fair question. Oh yeah, he's a beekeeper. I think that was his excuse.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, then he goes back to Kang, and Over the Rainbow starts playing, and he volts him up a lot with electricity and says,
Yeah,
yeah, humans can't go above 200. Crank it up, Sunny. So
yeah, and
she
she cranks it up to 300, baby.
yeah, she goes there, and he survives it. So then you're going, is he an alien, or is he just still crazy?
Yeah, in my mind, I'm still with the crazy because it feels very insane. At this point, it feels like misery. Actually, not the feeling. I suppose there is that too, but like the Stephen King movie, Misery.
Yeah, yeah, it felt like that, and it felt like that a little bit later on when he hobbles his foot or
Oh,
whatever.
with the axe, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, oh, that's a little bit of misery there. Uh, yeah, it's like, Detective Kim and Chu meet again, and they're nabbed by the old police officer. I didn't really feel anything about that. I just
Well,
didn't
what
really
I found,
care.
I think this, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure this is the scene, but there was one bit where the the young cop comes in and it's like, "Hey, guy," blah, blah, blah. But the Maverick cop, he's there typing on his laptop with a fish. I don't know if you
Yeah, this
like.
is the scene.
That's the scene. Yeah, it just I don't get it. No, it's a plastic fish because obviously it wasn't a real fish. From how he was typing with it, I just didn't get that. It's just weird for the sake of
No,
weird.
exactly. That's what it was. It was weird for the sake of weird. This is when the real like head chief of police comes in and nabs him. I don't know why he's in this kitchen with fish and stuff. I just don't get it. But we sort of get into this whole retrospective exposition where we realize that Kang killed his mother, and Byung-Yu's mother, and his dad lost a limb in the mining accident and then went crazy or something.
And topped himself by the sounds of it. So yeah, so
Yeah.
there is some background to his insanity right there. I suppose it's okay done. A bit of a montage of craziness.
Yeah, his mom says that sometime only you can save the world, so we don't know if that's a delusion or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
It's
But
just a handy excuse for the title of the movie, I think.
yeah, exactly. Then Sunny is this sort of, she doesn't say any words apart from Opa and some other things, and she's like doing like trapeze wire act for Kang in the basement, and
That was very nice for
Kang.
I thought.
It's a very nice bit of entertainment. Then Kang just got into her head by saying he doesn't love you, so Sunny leaves in a fit of rage because Byung-yu doesn't actually say "I love you" to her.
That was his
So then,
that was his telepathic energies coming true.
yes, well, he said it. He didn't actually. He didn't think it. He didn't have to be telepathic.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Byung Yu's not happy then. So he goes on to the whole mental his eyes then, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow plays again. And it's like, yeah, I know you're trying to. This is a sort of an old trope. Well, not an old trope, but you know, matching a gentle, sweet song with like scene of violence. like stuck in the middle with you, for Reservoir
Yeah, a
Dogs, right?
juxtaposition of something that should relax you versus
Yeah.
somebody ironing your nipples.
Yes. Yeah. Steam iron.
Steam ironing your nipples. What I liked was the
Yeah.
red V shape, inverted V shapes over his nipples, and the next scene. It doesn't actually show the ironing, but you
No.
get the point.
Yeah, yeah, they're there. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like he ironed himself with his shirt on. So uh what else? So like yeah, then it's like we're kind of it's 118 minutes long. Like then it's the title comes up says it's 3 days before lunar eclipse. So you're kind of okay, Jesus, are we going through every bloody day here? So
Is this before he gets the probe, the steam probe thing,
um
or
yes, because this is when
because I know Suni just leaves in the bus and direct.
oh yeah, yeah. It's on a very rural bus. Chu goes to the hospital,
Yes,
figures out the whole mom payment thing, and traces the Byeong-gu, and he kind of turns up at Byeong-gu's ranch as a. He says, "Yeah, I'm a detective, but I'm hunting
poachers.
poachers."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes
It's
in,
got
and that's a
really late.
whole
No, I can't go home. It's too long to go anywhere. So can I stay
yeah,
overnight? Thanks very much, buddy.
yeah. They
Yeah.
get drunk together, and
Yeah, well, the detective pretends to get drunk, I think is the point, and cries off the bed.
yeah, and then he hears some weirdness in the middle of the night, heads down, and you see the back shot of Byung-yu, and he's grinding something, and we see two legs, and we're like, oh. And then Chu's like, put your hands up, and it's just a mannequin. And so that's fine, whatever. Uh, then,
Yeah, at this point, the Maverick cop's saying, oh, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe this guy's okay. He's just a bit mad.
yeah, I think maybe, yeah, I think actually before that, I think before Chu comes to stay, sorry, there's a big like fight
Oh,
between
the
Kang
fight. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and Byung Yu because he obviously gets free or something, and then he
Yeah,
knocks Byung Yu
he
down.
dislocates his thumb or something to get his hands free.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so he gets him down, and he's so angry he kicks him in the chest multiple times, and that resuscitates him.
Yeah, because I don't know what he did to knock him or kill him effectively. His heart had stopped, where he starts stamping on his chest, and then there's a shot of the internals of his body as Kang is stamping on it. He stamps on his heart. Next thing, it starts again.
Yeah, somebody on IMDb
Makes sense.
listed. Yeah, somebody on IMDb listed a goof as you can't resuscitate somebody by kicking them in the chest.
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, don't do it at home.
Oh,
Actually,
it looks like
it's
you're choking to death. Let me kick you in the chest a few times.
there you go, 5 cracked ribs, but at least you spat out your T-bone steak. Actually, sorry, this one is actually quite an important scene because it's actually quite a tense scene because
It
when
is.
Detective Chu comes, he's above and he's standing in the earth above, the ground above, and Kang is like in this sort of drugged stupor because
He's
Pyong
unable to
Yu
speak
syringed
because
him.
of how he's been syringed, and
Yeah,
he's dragging himself along the ground, and he manages, like, Chu is standing over like some sort of trap door with a gap in it, and he managed to stick his fingers out trying to
yeah,
catch Chu's eyes, but Crazy
yeah.
Boy stamps down, well, doesn't stamp, gently stamps down on the hand so he doesn't make a lot of noise, and just crushes his fingers so that he can't move and that Chu won't see. And
Yeah,
actually,
like
this is,
it was fine.
it was okay. If the parts of the movie that were more traditional, this was very traditional, crazy movie type thing with
Yeah,
suspense, as you said.
it reminded me of the mechanics behind the Silence of the Lambs
Mm.
when Jodie Foster comes to what's his name, Buffalo Bill's house.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, yeah.
there's just sort of tension in the air, and there's something been hidden, and that's, well, obviously a classic movie. This isn't, but it just reminded me of the mechanics behind it. They tried to do something, but the whole theme of the movie and the way it's produced and shot just didn't really lend itself to sort of a tense moment like that.
I think because it's trying too many things in my eyes. It's trying to be too many things. I won't get into everything it's trying to be because that'll spoil some of the fun for later on. But I think there's too many genres being crossed.
Yeah, and then that's what the marketing was like. Oh, it's a genre bending movie. It's like no,
No, it's
it
not.
doesn't know what it is.
It's Frankenstein's movie.
Yeah,
Not that, no,
uh,
Frankenstein's a good movie. Sorry, it's
yeah.
it's rammed together pieces from other genres, but with not proper connection.
No, and then another scene with Chu. So Chu's going to stay the night, and then he's resting himself. He's resting his elbow on the TV, and the TV is showing Kang down in the basement, locked up, and Byung Yu's going nuts. And he just suddenly looks at the window and goes, "Oh, UFO!" And
Oh
then
shit! Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chu's like, "Oh, where?" It's
Oh
like,
yeah, missed it. It's gone already.
it's
Taps
gone
off the
already.
TV with his foot.
Yeah, behind. So it's like, okay, yeah. So they tried something.
Yeah, I think that was an
Uh,
attempt at humor, perhaps.
Yeah. So Chu goes below with that sort of thing we mentioned before, and nothing happens. So he's on the way home, and
Oh,
yeah,
Earth the
yeah.
dog.
Earth the dog. Another pun there, just in case we didn't catch it.
Yeah,
So the dog is basically eating the skeletons of the past murder victims of
yeah. He's,
Byeong-gu.
he's
So
chewing on
that's
chewing on a femur, I think. Chomping away.
yeah,
He's dandering out the gate, going do 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 do. That was a nice stay. Looks. Does a double take on the dog. He goes, wait, what? That's a rather large bone, human like. Sticks his head into the kennel and sees skulls and what have you. Earth likes to chew on people.
yeah. So he's like running away, trying to call the cops, and Byung-yu in this time has got into his bee outfit and throws some like honey, whatever, syrup at his face, and he gets eaten alive by bees.
No. This is my favorite scene. Before he's eaten alive, he doesn't actually get eaten alive by the bees, but
Stung
he
alive.
gets stung and falls off a cliff. But before
Mm.
he goes, he takes 3 bees with him. There's
Yeah,
a very
yeah, yeah.
deliberate scene where he takes out his gun, he starts shooting, and then cuts to a scene of a bee dropping to the ground. Then another bee. Then another bee. He got 3 of them.
True,
He went out
true.
swinging.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was like, how did the bullet not disintegrate the bee?
No, he killed the bee. He shot it. Why are you questioning this?
The bee sharps. Uh,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
it was interesting.
Yeah, like, but again, it was just a confusing production choice. You know, like if it was a full-on comedy, I would have went like that could
Yeah,
have been looked at. That wouldn't have looked at a place in a Naked Gun movie. You know,
exactly. And if it was one genre, as you said, actually that's a good scene potentially.
yeah,
But the previous scenes very tense. Again they would work well-ish in a snuff style movie, like a bit of a Hostel or whatever, or Saw. This ain't that though, because it keeps jumping between genres, and it kind of ruins the effect a bit of the previous scenes because it's hard to take them serious again.
yeah. You don't know what you're watching really, and it gets worse from here on out. In my opinion, let's try to wrap this up without going through every scene near
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
end. Um, Kang basically said, "Hey, you can save your mom. Take the bottle of crap from my car and let her drink it." So then
Benzene ain't gonna
benzene.
fix it.
Yeah. So Kang escapes and he goes around the whole basement, sort of like uh, what's her name in Silence of the Lambs. Starts looking at all the dead body parts and everything, and
Yeah, but he reads all of the
the
notes and the
diaries.
diaries and all of his theories about the aliens that are coming.
Yeah, and Pyongyang's dad died of a cocktail umbrella stuck in his temple or
Oh,
something. It's like,
that's no, I think that just made him.
no, because he fell on the ground. I thought he was dead by it.
No, I got back up
Death by
again. He was
cocktail.
like, Ugh. It never really explained how he died. I got the feeling. Oh, was that when he? Oh, this was after he'd lost his limb,
Yeah,
and then goes to hang himself, and then falls, and then impales himself on a cocktail
yeah.
stick
And then
umbrella.
there's just some sort of vague riot in a jail where Byung Yu is, and his girlfriend gets killed or something in the riot or the juvenile detention center. So that's another reason. So they just squeezed in a lot of stuff from the diaries there just to sort of
Oh,
give.
but there's also another scene in that where in the juvie center he beats somebody to death with a stick.
Right.
So I think that was his first
Kill.
and that was a revenge kill. That was no alien. That was
Yeah.
just pure. I'm going to kill you, MF.
Yeah. So in the meantime, the police obviously go for the wrong culprit and they pick up the old menthol dealer. So that's for the.
Yeah, but this is again very trope because it's the incompetent police chief. Or I'll just go for the first thing that pops up.
Chief Wiggum.
Yeah.
But Kim knows. Detective Kim knows. So off he goes to the.
He goes up to the beekeeper
find
man.
Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Suni comes back as well. There's a whole big showdown, and Kim gets wrapped around by Suni, the gymnast legs, and gets caught. And
impressive move.
Yeah, impressive. There's a stupid sort of intense dream thing here where his mum appears and gives him intense drugs or something.
Yeah, a bit of a Popeye moment where he gets his spinach to get it more power.
Yeah. And then it just gets. I just think the movie falls off a cliff from then on. Then there's this Kang suddenly turns around and goes, "Yeah, you're right. I am from Andromeda. Here's the history of the Earth," and it goes into this 2001 ripoff.
Oh, with the monolith.
Monolith and monkeys.
The monolith monkeys. It was basically 2001. The end.
On IMDb that Hitler gets credit for being.
I
in
did
the
see
cast.
that. Well, it says Hitler, but then it says uncredited.
Oh, well,
I'm not sure. A picture of Hitler is something you want to credit into your movie as an actor. But at least it's somebody I knew.
Yeah, and then quickly after this 2001 ripoff, flashback sequence of the history of the world by aliens, gets straight into a Usual Suspects ripoff about it.
Oh, it is Kaiser Sose, really, isn't it? Because he
Yeah,
looks around his room and he sees all the things that Kang was just saying. The only thing missing is the mug,
Yeah. Well, the benzene dropped on the floor earlier. That'll do for the mug.
Yeah. No, it's and in fairness, I'd almost appreciate that. Because it puts doubt in your mind. It says to the viewer that the story that Kang just came out with is just absolute garbage and he made it up.
True.
And it gives the chance for the lunatic lad to dispute it, but he doesn't. He accepts it.
Right, and so he goes, "Listen, take me to the factory. I can communicate with them." And I wrote in my notes, "Finale. Thank fuck."
Yeah, it was. How long was this movie?
It felt long.
Like a lot of movies that we've said it goes on a bit long. This should have stopped at half an hour. let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's not enough content. There's not enough story. There's not enough anything.
Well, I don't know how they fit in so much character development for Byeong-gu that I just didn't care for him anyway. Though he wasn't a good protagonist in the movie.
No, I much prefer Kang.
Yeah, he had a bit of depth to him. I think they just lost the plot with developing Byeong-gu as a character.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time developing his motivations.
Yeah, so the final fight scene, the final boss scene, is just a bit of messy. Robot arm kills Suni. Spike goes into Byeong-gu, then he's bludgeoned to death. Well, not really. He kind of gets up again or something, but it goes on forever. And then Detective Kim comes to the rescue and
shoots Crazy Head, and Crazy Head's toast effectively at this point. Here's where things get interesting.
Yeah, because I wrote in my notes, for fuck's sake, still not over.
Yeah.
So they're going out to the car, all happy. Kang and the old policeman and Kim and another policeman.
All his back's been slapped and pay rises all around. Yay, promotion. Kang gets into the car and then space lasers.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say about that.
Just that was it. Space lasers. Everybody drops to the ground dead. Because space lasers. And then Kang gets out of the car and he gets beamed up. Because
Yeah,
Crazy Boy
because
was
he's the
right all along.
he was right all along. Like, but like to be honest with you, I didn't care. I was like, oh, okay,
Good.
fine. I
Good.
now have
Blow it
another.
up. Blow up the damn planet.
Yeah, I just all I said was, oh no, I have another 5 minutes before the movie's over because it kept on going. Then, so it's over up in the
Yeah.
spaceship. They say some things, and then it's still going on. And then finally, I think the last line is that planet is hopeless, and it explodes.
And earlobes. Don't forget earlobes. There's lots of earlobes.
Oh yeah, they had bigger earlobes, pretty much.
Yeah. Planet is hopeless.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he also says, "How can I contact you when my hair is gone, you idiots?" Slap.
Oh yeah, was that the last line? Maybe.
No, I think it's after that he says the planet's hopeless, and then a sort of phallic thing came out of the spaceship and blew up the planet.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was terrible.
cut to a scene of the dog exploding
Oh yeah, everybody that we know
and the dog.
blowing up, and the dog. Poor Earth. Earth could not be saved on Earth.
No, no.
What did you give it out of 5 for plot?
I didn't write it down, but I'm going to make up the number right now.
Yeah, I just wrote it while you were talking.
I'm going to put down 0.75. I did not enjoy the plot.
Oh, I put 1.75. I think it's pretty bad, but I think if it was in the actually, I read somewhere that they wanted to do an English remake of it, and I wonder if somebody could do a better job. I think they probably could do a better job with
Well,
it.
of course, you could do a better job with a bit more production and a bit more script writing. And um, it just there's a lot of plot, I suppose, but there doesn't need to be. I
Yeah,
think I think the mixing of genres and several different stories, like where this has been done well before, would be say something like Dust Till Dawn, where you mix genres, but you do
yeah.
it well. And the juxtaposition of two different genres actually works. But this was not just two genres.
No,
This
they
is this
tried.
is just threw everything at the wall and see what stuck. And
Yeah,
it wasn't a pretty sight at the end of it.
it's a confusing movie that you really just don't get pulled in any one direction during it, so that sort of makes you not enjoy it really.
Yeah, as you said earlier, the comedy versus the intensity of the horror moments, they nullify each other. So you end up with zero.
Or 0.75
Zero
in
point
your.
seven five. Sorry, yes.
What do you think of the acting?
Some of it was good, some of it was atrocious. I thought Kang was very good.
Yeah, I thought Kang. Yeah.
Everybody else was rubbish. um, yeah, not great. I put down one. I'm putting down 1.25, and they're only getting any points because of Kang.
Kang.
Shredder wasn't even there.
No. Yeah, 1.75 for me. I thought it was fine. I thought everybody else was middle of the road and Kang was good, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Sound brackets track. I thought the intro sort of little hook was pretty catchy,
yeah.
but other than
I
that,
thought that was a good starting point. I was like, yes, okay, this could have a bit of production, could have a bit of energy to it.
yeah,
No, it just
no,
it falls off a cliff
yeah,
at the very start.
just like Inspector Chew.
Yeah, no bees though.
No bees. It kind of gave me the vibe of Mars Attacks at the start. That sort of
Yeah,
feeling, you
yeah,
know.
but
But
way
other
way
than
off the
that,
production quality.
yeah, the guy who composed it was Dong Jun Lee, and I looked, and he hasn't done anything apart from Korean stuff. Just in case anybody was wondering, I gave the sound brackets track 1.5.
No, on this one I agree.
Yes,
It starts well, but doesn't go into the middle well or to the end well. So you have to give it something for starting well.
yeah. Production. I think the basement scene is quite well
Yes,
put
very well put
together.
together. And some of the choice of locations are actually quite good. Like the mountain location where they're filming his house is quite nice. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they spent 3 million on. If I'm assuming that the actors' wages wasn't too high.
No, I'm thinking the big spaceship at the end probably put away a couple of 100K maybe.
There was one guy, and I meant to rewind and check, but I think it might have been the same guy who wrote the movie, who did all the computer effects. One name.
No, no.
Yeah, so some lad with his laptop put together all of the special effects.
Yeah, on video toasted on Amiga 500.
Yeah, yeah. So if it's one guy, it's impressive for one guy, but
Yeah,
that's
obviously the fighting scene was quite good,
yeah.
but other than that, it just left me. Just I think everything was quite generic and middle of the road, and the production choices they made just didn't make any sense. I gave it 1.5 out of 5.
On this we concur.
Okay, well, the Hollywood Reporter, Richard James Havis, gave it 60 out of 100, saying, exists as a freaked out drama rather than a parody.
He must have been on tense to give that number.
Yeah, well, it's only going up from here.
Oh dear.
Film Threat, the website, no name to this, gave it 90 out of 100. Says, may look like an ironic jet black comedy, and it succeeds brilliantly on that level, but in its sad and wistful heart, it is a completely sincere call for saving the Earth.
What?
I don't know.
Saving the Earth from aliens? With
big
earlobes?
I think somewhere in the message is this sort of analogy to corporate globalization and the way they're killing off all of us with their chemicals and stuff. I'm guessing that's what they're getting at. And
yeah, like I see it, but it's a stretch.
It is, and it's not something I would actually bring up into review, because we didn't actually bring it up in the review because it doesn't actually go that far. It's not.
It mentions at the very start that he's a CEO of a big chemical company. That's it. That you're gonna go there. Didn't go there.
Yeah. This one just caught my eye. I don't usually read out more, but Salon gave it 80 out of 100 by Andrew O'Hare, and he said the best film in the alien attack, conspiracy theory, Silence of the Lambs ripoff, disgraced cop drama, deranged circus Y-walk, or anti-capitalist parable genre I've seen this year. So,
well, in fairness, that's probably a very true statement.
Yeah, but you could also just give it a low mark for all of that.
Yeah, I think a low mark would have been more appropriate. And still say that.
Yeah. Okay, well, Save the Green Planet makes me not want to save the planet.
Actually, that was one thing that annoyed the crap out of me. It's not a goddamn green planet, it's a blue planet. And even in the end scenes, it's blue. God damn it, the hell.
The scientist in you.
It just annoys me. It's blue! Shut up!
Well, blue and green.
Blue and green. A little bit of green.
And a little bit of white with the clouds. And
okay. It's multicolored, but mostly bloody blue.
Yeah.
Save the mostly blue, multicolored planet, you feckers.
Well, listen. Well, let's just leave it on one debatable question. Why didn't they just call it Save the Earth? So then you would have the dog connection as well.
See, that's good. But listen, I think perhaps the translation, I don't know what the original Korean definition was. Could have been Save the Dog called Earth.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that would have been a bit more smarter.
It would have been. It would have been a bit on the nose as well.
But whatever. Sense. We've wasted enough time talking about Save the Green Planet. It was weird, and not in a good sense of weird. I like weird, but not this one.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, if you can find it. I had to log into an American account on Canopy to get it for free, and it was all legal and above board.
But, I had to sell my soul to a big Korean chemicals company. He's a big guy with massive earlobes. He had to sign a lot of documents, something about taking my yeast so the yeast lords could have it. Weird.
Oh, you're mixing up your movies.
See, it reminded me a lot of the Yeast Lords movies. Only I enjoyed the Yeast Lord movies.
The East Lord movies is part of another movie.
Sorry, yes, Gentlemen Broncos.
Gentlemen Broncos. Episode something.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen back to it. All right, let's move on. We're keep on talking about it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's randomize for the next movie and see what we get. We are getting 11,292. And random number 11,292 is 2004's The Lady Killers. Unfortunately, not the original one, but it is a Cohen directed movie, so and Cohen written movie, so can't be
Can't be
that
too
bad.
bad, but it doesn't have Alec Guinness, so what can you do?
No,
Tom
but it
Hanks should do the job,
stars.
yeah.
Yeah, it stars Tom Hanks, Marlon Wayans, Irma P. Hall, and your mate J.K. Simmons.
Oh, yes. Very good. I haven't seen this. I avoided it like the plague because it wasn't the original, and I hadn't heard nice things about it. But the cast seems reasonable.
Yeah, well, it's got a meta score of 56 and a user score of 5.9, so it's going to be middle of the road, or you're either going to like it or hate it, probably.
Probably a bit of a meh movie.
Maybe it's a bit of a meh. How long is it? That's the question. It is not easy. Oh, it's 1 hour and 44 minutes, so a little less than the last movie. So that's okay. All right, so that's and that's coming up on episode 27. So that's it from us at 15K plus random movie reviews for episode 26. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff that you can do on the podcast platforms and YouTube that you listen to us on. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Cheerio.